What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Mic Check. This is T Word, the People's Champ. I'm here with today's edition of Tomorrow's Champions, the champions of tomorrow. And today I'm going to talk to you about boxer Abdullah Mason. He's a young fighter who's caught my attention, and I want to just share my opinion about what's to come for the young man. Let's get started with some details, though. Before we do all that, let's make sure we like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, get your friends to subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000. So we can keep this channel rolling and get more people to see the great content that myself and my co-host Quinton Lilley are going to be putting out. So Abdullah Mason, he's a 5'8", 18-year-old boxer in 140 pound. That's the super lightweight or junior welterweight division, however you want to call it. It's one of those middle divisions. He's 5-0 as a professional with 4 knockouts. All of them are by stoppage. Of all the fights I've seen, he hasn't put anybody down yet. As far as just put him out for the count, they've always just been getting beat up, and the refs just stopped the fight. So I guess that's a good thing nonetheless. He's due to return to the ring on December 16th of this year, and that'll be his 5th fight this year. That's got to be some type of record for a young prospect. He's associated with Top Rank and Jay Prince. Fights out of Vegas, has actually lived overseas, so that's pretty good. And he just turned pro last year, so he's got 5 fights, almost 6, and right at about a year. So that's really active, really busy. That's going to help with his progression. And with the way that he fights, man, it's good for him to stay active in that way. A few things I want to point out. He's a rangy fighter. So one thing that happens when he's in the ring is he's going to use his arm length and his reach to touch his opponents without getting touched if he doesn't want to. And I say that because there's times where he'll get in the pocket and he'll just go ahead and fight toe to toe and get into a firefight with you. And he'll take unnecessary punches. He'll throw 3, but he'll take 1 in the process. Something I think he's going to probably want to clean up, especially if he's going to advance through the divisions, because he's a big super lightweight. So I could see him getting up to 147 really quick, or even moving up to 154 at some point. 5'8" is a little bit on the short side for 154, so he might cap at 147. And that would be a comfortable division for him, especially as he grows into his body type. I mean, if he's done getting taller, then 147 is the way to go. If he's going to, okay, maybe get to 5'10", 5'11", then maybe he goes up to 154, because guys like the Charlos and stuff like that are 5'11" and up. So just from a size standpoint and filling out, I think 147 where he's going to be. That being said, between 140 and 147, I can see him really using his arm length and his height and his body size. He's a solidly built kid. He's kind of tall looking, but he's not super lean. So he looks like he's busting at the seams at 140. So I can see him being really competitive at both those weights, and maybe even moving up and down if necessary, though I don't advise it. Other things I picked up, he's super athletic. I like the way he moves his feet. He bounces in and out of range with ease. He doesn't seem to get stuck in any particular position, except there are times where he gets a little front foot heavy. If he takes his opponent's power, he doesn't really respect it. So he'll kind of stay in range just to get his shots off. And he's also a southpaw. So he's trying to win that jab joust with that lead hand. And sometimes it's just he's in there taking unnecessary punishment. So as he advances through the ranks and starts to fight better competition, this could become a problem. And when he faces fighters that are closer to his size, like at the welterweight division at 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", that could become a disadvantage because he's too comfortable leaning forward on his front foot and giving him access to his chin and his lead shoulder. His backhand is amazing. He can lead with it, which is great. It's fast, so it gets there in a hurry. He's got a nice stab jab to the body. He can go upstairs, downstairs, come back with the hook. He definitely keeps you guessing with his punch combination, something that you don't see in a lot of young fighters. They hit you with that 1-1-2, 1-1-2, 1-2-1, 1-2-1-3. Simple stuff. He's hitting you with all kind of different combinations where the jab's coming out there, the cross slash straights coming out there, and then he'll even come with the hook downstairs, upstairs, stuff that you see from more polished fighters. He's already doing that. Rather more experienced fighters, because he does have a good bit of polish because his amateur pedigree. He's a 3-time national champion. I believe he won at 14, 15, and 16, and then turned pro at 17 years old. So this tells you that this guy's on the fast track to be a really successful fighter for, let's say, the next 10 or 15 years, as long as he stays healthy, stays focused, and dedicated. I also like the fact that he's lived outside the country, so he's been exposed to some different things. And sometimes for a fighter's mindset, when you've seen the world is bigger than the gym and bigger than just your family or your circle, you tend to be a little bit more focused on that there's so much more to accomplish and achieve that you're going to work a little bit harder than maybe the guy next to you that only sees just getting out of the block or getting out of his neighborhood or getting out of his city. He sees that there's a world out there. I've already been in it. I want to go back and experience more on an elite level. Um, like I mentioned, he does use his reach well. So he has a nice long jab. So it extends, it gets out there, it touches his opponents when he wants to. And he's really just overwhelmed guys to the point where the referees are feeling bad for him. They stopping these fights because he's just beating them up. So it's really hard to complain when you see that type of effort from a young fighter. And the way that he has so much ring savvy, he doesn't get trapped on the ropes. I haven't seen him backed up much, but when he has fought off the back foot, he's looked fairly comfortable, but it's something that maybe he's going to get more work on in the gym than actually under the bright lights because nobody's really pushing him back. I mean, he's been in the ring with some grown ass men and really put it down for the cause. So I'm really impressed and I'm super excited to see what comes next for Abdullah Mason. Again, he's going to be in the ring tentatively on December 16th. So be sure to check him out. Obviously, that's going to be something associated with Top Rank. So you may need ESPN Plus to see it, but it's definitely worth the $10 subscription to watch this young rising star, champion of tomorrow, do his thing. So I just want to check in and talk about this young man who's come up on my radar, Abdullah Mason, 18-year-old phenom out of Las Vegas. Can't wait to see more from him. This has been T Word, the People's Champ, with the Mic Check Podcast. I'll check y'all next time. Peace.